Healthy at Home with Bobby Jansen.
Hi everyone and welcome. If this is your first time joining us, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about arms and abs. Why are these two things so important? Well, as human beings, we're often one-sided, meaning we prefer or gravitate to one side. For example, I will often carry my 2-year-old grandson on my left hip, and I will open a door or a car door with my right arm. So kind of off balance, not utilizing both sides. I am also a guide dog user and a white cane user. So that is a one-sided activity. So training the muscles equally prevents injury and develops them equally. So it creates less pain. And okay, they're gonna look good. They're gonna look fantastic. So I want you to find a comfortable space, but before you do so, you have the option to use equipment today if you would like. So keep in mind they have to be the same weight. Now how you do this, so you can use for your arm exercises, soup cans. If you're gonna use soup cans to ensure they are the same weight, you simply just get the same kind. A can of chicken noodle and a can of mushroom soup will actually weigh different. So if you're gonna use soup, make sure you use 2 chicken noodle or 2 tomato soups, and that will keep you balanced and prevent injury. So grab some water, find your safe spot, put your 4-legged friends away, and we're gonna see you after the break to work on arms and abs.
Healthy at Home with Bobby Jansen. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Healthy at Home with Bobby Jansen.
All right, everyone, we're going to get warmed up, and that just means preparing the body for exercise and getting our blood pumping. And since we're doing arms and abs, those are some of the areas we want to focus on. But just to get a little bit of the stress of your day or get prepared for your day, we're going to start off with the head and neck because that always feels so good. We're going to do half circles. So you're simply going to drop your chin to your chest, roll your head through to your right shoulder, breathe, roll your head all the way through towards your left shoulder, making a half circle motion, and take it back again. The right shoulder, and we're just going to go one more time to the left, and I am eating my hair, so you might want to pull your hair back and back up nice and tall. We're standing tall, those shoulders, relax them down. We're going to go right for warming up those arms. So take your arms straight out from the shoulders like a letter T, and we're going to make arm circles. Make them small. Let's go a very large cookie. So I'm going to make arm circles forward to start. And if you get it wrong, don't stress because we are going to go backwards too. So making these small circles, getting some movement. Can you make these circles bigger to like a giant, bigger than life cookie? I must have cookies on the brain. All right, so we're going to reverse into that big, giant, larger than life cookie. This thing is huge. And we're going to make them smaller in that reversed motion, and smaller, and let those arms go. Okay, shake it out a little bit. You're going to take your hands so they're straight down at your sides, and we're going to lean to the sides. Your body is nice and straight, and these are side bends. So side bends, side leans. I'm going to lean to the right, so I'm going to take my hand, my right hand, and slide it down the side of my right thigh while leaning my body towards the wall on my right side. Everything is in line. I'm going to take a big breath in and come back to center. I'm going to do the same to the other side, sliding the left hand down the left thigh, leaning my body to the left wall, and back to center. We're just going to warm up those abs by doing that again. Right side, leaning towards the right. Can you feel your abs working? I can. And back in. This is giving them a really good stretch. And that left side one more time. Good. We have warmed up those abs. You can shake it out again if you want. We want to get those legs warmed up, and the reason, even though we're not focusing on the legs, is to get the blood going because they are a larger muscle group. So I want you to imagine kicking yourself in the butt. Sounds strange, but that's what we're going to do. If you know you're a little bit balance challenged, that's totally fine. You can grab a chair, you can hang onto the wall. I'm going to take my left foot and imagine kicking my left heel to my left butt cheek. You don't have to actually kick yourself, okay? So I'm just getting that quad or front of the leg warmed up, and I'm gonna switch sides. Make sure you're breathing, okay? Now, if this is something you're familiar with, you can pick it up to almost adding a jog to it. That's a little trickier. So kicking and jogging at the same time. You don't have to go this pace. Stay at what you're comfortable with. Just warming up that large muscle group. And I'm going to bring it back down. And we're going to get ready to move these muscles. So if you've grabbed your soup cans, making sure that they're the same kind. I always get a buddy to check for me because I haven't labeled mine properly yet. You're going to pick up your soup cans, standing nice and tall in your safe spot or on your mat. My feet are hip distance apart. Okay, so do that slide. So we're just going to take our hands to our hips like we did in the warm-up. Slide your hands down to see where your legs are at. If they feel wider than your hips, you can always bring it in. If you feel quite comfortable, you can stay here. So I've got my soup cans or not. If you're not going to use soup cans, we're going to really use some imagination here because we want to activate those muscles. Let's see. Something good and thick. Let's go with oatmeal. Good and thick. The air around you is like oatmeal. So I've got my soup cans, or I'm going to make fists. My hands are down by my sides. My palms are facing the sides of my legs. Slide those shoulders away from your ears. Your abs are nice and tight. And everything is tall. You're going to imagine a big stack of blocks being perfectly stacked. You're going to have a nice juicy Christmas orange underneath your chin. So you're just simply going to nod your chin down to create length in the neck. Okay, that's going to give you some space. Now to start with these bicep curls, your biceps, just so you know, are the muscles on the fleshy inside of your arm that are located between your elbows and your shoulders. So I'm going to turn my palms forward to the wall of the space directly ahead of me, with or without my soup cans. Okay, I'm going to remember to breathe. It's a lot to think about. I'm going to bend my elbows and raise my arms, just the forearms, so hinging, bending at the elbows. My palms are going to face towards the ceiling with either your hands scrunched up or your soup cans. I'm about 75% of the way. So my hands are coming towards my shoulders, but they're not meeting my shoulders. Then I'm going to lower them down. I'm using resistance in the air, this thick oatmeal, and bringing it back down. Big breath in. You're going to bend at the elbows, bring your hands towards your shoulders, not meeting the shoulders, and lower back down. If you're not feeling anything, imagine that oatmeal being even thicker and squeeze those arm muscles. Inhale, bring it up. My fists are coming towards my shoulders. Exhale, and I'm going to bring that down. I believe we've got 3 more to go. Inhale, bending those elbows. Arms are coming up, hands towards the shoulders. Take a little pause at the top because we can. Lower it back down. And why don't you give me one more? Why don't you just give me one more good one? Squeeze those bicep muscles, so firming up the arms, thick oatmeal. Hands towards the shoulders, and then we're going to lower it down. Now, if you have your soup cans, don't drop them, but you can shake out the arms a bit. So if you're just using fists and you've been making super tight fists, you can take this chance to wiggle your fingers because we're going to do this again. Okay, so setting up again, I'm starting off with the insides of my arms against my body, close to my body, and I'm going to rotate my palms to the wall in front of me. So my fists are facing the wall in front of me, the inside of my fist. The fleshy part of my arm is facing forward, bending at the elbows. This is thick oatmeal we're working through, bringing those fists towards your shoulders, but not quite, and lower back down. Good job, you guys. So can you imagine you have 20-pound weights in each arm? Let's get some visualization going. And bending those elbows, using those arm muscles. Pause a little bit at the top, just for dramatic effect. And we're gonna lower back down. Let's go for 3 more because I know you've got this. Bend those elbows. Fists towards the shoulders. Not quite, give it that little pause. And bring it down. Are you breathing? I hope so. Lots of times when we're thinking, we hold our breath, so try not to do that. Let's give me one more, okay? So bringing those fists towards those shoulders. Nice work, everyone. And let that go all the way down with control. If you have put down your soup cans, I hope you did so with bent knees. Otherwise, how you pick them back up is you're going to bend the knees, not bending at the hips. You don't want to bend over, and that can cause you to kind of, your blood pressure to change and for you to fall over. So you bend at the knees, think of using your core muscles, pick up your soup cans safely and slowly. All right, so head to toe check again. You want to be that, I'm going to use Jenga because that's in my mind and that just sounds like fun. So your blocks are all in a row. You're in this nice tall position. Watch your hips aren't pushed back or they're pushed forward. Everything is in one nice long line. If you need to take a second to just shake out those shoulders and wiggle those arms, you go right ahead. We're going to move into side raises. These help the shoulders and the arms. So I use my shoulders and my arms, probably like all of you, all the time, but especially as a guide dog user, I got one shoulder that is so much stronger. So I've got those soup cans or not. I've got fists in that case. My arms are down by my sides. The fleshy part of the arm, the bicep, are facing in. So just down and relaxed. You're tall like a stack of blocks and you don't want to have anything sticking out. So you don't want your hips way back or hips way forward. So nice in line, your abdominals are tight. You can still breathe. Relax your shoulders. You're holding that big, juicy Christmas orange. So nodding your chin towards your chest to create that extra length. So where you're holding that orange is underneath the chin towards the chest. So think of a nice big orange. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky, but bear with me. We're going to rotate our arms, so that fleshy inside bicep part of the arms, we're going to turn it, rotate it out. So they are going to turn, our thumbs are going to turn away from us, and the insides of our arms are going to face the walls on either side of us. Now, don't force this. You should feel a nice stretch or nothing at all, but if you feel pain, undo that rotation slightly. So just relax your arms slightly, bringing them a little more ahead. Okay, do not lock your elbows. Your arms are nice and long, but we're not forcing this movement. We are going to soup cans or fists. Imagine the air is nice, got that thick oatmeal again. And we're gonna raise our arms straight out to our sides like a letter T. Do not go past your shoulder height. So bringing your arms with your inside of your palms is towards the sky, or the inside of your fists toward the ceiling. Pause it around where your shoulders are and lower back down. Now you might feel some imbalance. One shoulder is usually stronger than the other. Big breath in, exhale. Let's take that out to the side. Good job, everybody. And lower it back down. What's happening with your abdominals, your belly muscles? Did they let go? Just reset them. So just readjust if you need to, firming up those muscles. Inhale, raise those arms out to the side. Like a bird. Take them back down. On the way down, also make sure you're using control and going through that oatmeal. That's where the toning also and the muscle building happens. Here we go again, out to the sides and up. Don't go past those shoulders and let it go. What are your shoulders doing? Are they up by your ears? If they are, slide them back down. Sometimes our shoulders hold so much tension. We've got 2 more, you guys. Okay, taking them out to the sides. Pausing just for a breath at the top and exhale down with control. And one more. You've got this. Taking it out. Now, if your arms are getting really tired, this is your last one. You can take a little break and lower back down with your arms at your sides. So I'm just going to wiggle my shoulders, bring them up to the ears, shake out the arms. You can shake out your everything if you wish. But if you do, line everything back up nice and tall, shoulders down the back. Rotate those arms again so the fleshy part is out towards the walls on either side. And we're going to do the same exercise again. All right, so breathing, big breath in, take it out to the sides. Exhale it down. Now breathing, I don't care where you breathe as long as you're breathing. Okay, inhale up to the top. That is the most important. Arms like a T, lower back down. Because if we're not breathing, that blood isn't circulating, the oxygen isn't circulating, everything is not functioning properly. Inhale out to the sides. Good. And lower down, using that control. Guess what? You are almost done. Give me 3. All right, and 3 out to the side. Take a little stretch here because you can. Exhale, lower those arms down with control. Through that oatmeal. 2 more to go. Out to the side. Do you notice one shoulder stronger than the other? Lower down. What do you notice happening? I just noticed my arms don't want to lift up as high. One final one, you guys. Out to the sides. Make it a good one. And that thick, sticky oatmeal. Your arms are moving through. Lower them down again at your sides. Now you can carefully put your weights down here. Shake out the arms, shake out the hands, and you're going to join me down on the floor. So come down slowly. Anytime we move from sitting to standing, we do so slowly. So I have a mat here. I'm going to sit down on my mat. You can sit down on your floor, your carpet. Just find a comfortable space. So I'm on my butt. My feet are flat on the floor in front of me. So my knees are bent, kind of like an upside down V. I've got some space. Now, if you have pinching in your back, scooch those feet an inch or two forward to give yourself a little more length. Now, the trick that works for me, and I'm going to share it with you guys, is my butt bones need to have contact with the floor. If we have lots of flesh between our butt bones and the floor, we wiggle. So I'm just going to move the flesh. So it just means I'm just going to move my butt cheek slightly back so that the bones of my butt are making contact with the floor a little more solidly. I don't wiggle around as much. So it really helps with stability. I'm going to take my hands and they're going to come slightly behind me. The direction your fingers are pointing does not matter. It has to be something that's comfortable, no pinching, and I know we all have different flexibility. Now I'm going to lean back slightly with my upper body. So I'm coming into a V shape with my chest, abdomen, and then the V between that and my knee. So a V shape. Oh, I can feel this already. So that's where you want to be. You want to be where you can feel this. Is your belly shaking? Mine is. You need to be able to breathe. We're going to hold this position. If you haven't felt the point yet, lean back just a little further, keeping your head in line with your spine. And now we're going to kick it up a notch. I'm going to pick my left foot up off the floor, the shin parallel with the sky. My foot is not going higher than my knee. And I'm going to lower it back down. Oh my goodness, everything is shaking. Let's do the same thing with your right foot. Pick your right foot up off the floor, shin parallel with the sky or the ceiling, and lower it down. Now, if you're feeling this in your legs, what is happening is you're lifting with your hip and your thigh. You want to lift with your tummy muscle. So imagine we're going to go back to that left leg, picking up that leg, using your tummy. Oh goodness, things are shaking. Put that foot back down on the mat. And we're going to pick up the right foot. Pick it up, shin parallel with the sky, and put it down. And because I just want to challenge you guys because you're awesome, can you pick up both legs? If not, don't panic. Go back to picking up one, but I'm going to pick up both shins. Everything is shaking. My shins are parallel with the sky. And 3, 2, 1. Put your feet back down on the floor. Oh my goodness, relax. You guys are amazing. So you can take a second to wiggle it out. We are going to do a cool down. So good job, everyone. We will see you after the break to stretch it out.
Healthy at Home with Bobby Jansen. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Healthy at Home with Bobby Jansen.
So we're going to do our cool down in a seated position. So you're going to come into a cross-legged seated position, nice and comfortable. If your hips are quite tight, you can go to sitting on a towel or a block if you have one. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Just imagine those knees relaxing down. We're going to start off by stretching the arms and the shoulders. I'm going to take my left hand and raise my arm straight out in front of me from the shoulder joint as if I'm going to shake someone's hand. I'm going to take my right hand, reach underneath the left arm, and place my hand on the backside of that arm between the elbow and the wrist. You never want to grab your elbow. We're going to draw that arm or pull that arm gently across the body towards the right side of your body. Relax those shoulders down. You just want to feel a stretch. Okay, so if you found that spot where you feel that stretch, excellent. You can give your fingers a wiggle if you want. Just aid in that stretch, and we're going to release that arm. We're going to do the exact same thing to the other arm. I'm going to raise my right arm straight up out of the shoulder so it's in line with the shoulder joint. Creep that left arm underneath the right to grab the backside of that forearm, which is between the wrist and the elbow. Okay, relaxing those shoulders. I'm going to draw or pull that arm gently across my body towards the left side of my chest. or the opposite corner of the room. Once again, if you want to give those fingers a wiggle, go right ahead. And release. You probably felt that in your shoulders and your arms. Now I want you to take your arms and bring them behind you. I have very long arms, like I said, so mine reach around kind of towards my low back. So we want them in that type of area, low back, mid back. I'm gonna clasp my hands. If they don't reach, that's okay. Don't worry about it, just bringing those arms behind, relaxing the shoulders. Now I'm going to draw or bring my arms away from my low back or my back, stretching them behind me with those clasped hands, getting a stretch in the shoulders and even in the chest. This should feel good. So these arms are coming away and I'm not forcing the stretch at all. All right, nice job, let it go. Shake it out if you want. And to stay balanced, we're gonna change the cross of the legs because the human body wants to do the same cross of the legs every time. So we're just gonna mix things up a bit and keep you in balance and in shape. Okay, so I'm gonna have you take your right hand, place it down beside you on the floor of the mat, about 6 inches away from your leg or your hip. So my fingertips are touching. If you have longer arms like me, it can be palm flat. Don't lock your elbow. We want it to be able to freely move as you bend. So my left hand is gonna be on my hip or wherever is comfortable. It is not important as long as you're comfortable on that side. Now I'm gonna lean towards my right, getting a stretch in the left side of my body. My right elbow is going to naturally bend and my body is staying nice and long. So even though I'm bending to the side, it's still maintaining that straight posture. And I'm gonna come all the way back up to center. I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Left fingertips on the floor. Soft elbow, bend towards the left side. All the way back up to center. Good job, you guys. You worked hard today. Stay moving and stay motivated, and we will see you again.
Host, Bobby Jansen. Video production, Honeycut Studios. Integrated Described Video Specialist, M. Williams. Content Development Specialist, Jim Crisco. Supervising Producer, Jennifer Johnson. Director, Production, Karen I. VP, Content Development and Programming, John Melville. President and CEO, David Arrington. Copyright 2022, AMI Accessible Media, Inc.
An AMI original production.